everyone, I'm Iris from Lloydminster, Canada. I've decided to make this video to educate the public about adopting over the parrots. I strongly believe people should consider adopting first before buying a bird. Yes, if you have young children or inexperienced with bird handling, then a captive bred baby bird is probably a good idea for you. However, I hope by posting a video like this one showing how I trained and handle difficult birds can help more unfortunate older parrots find new homes. With me today is Sonic. He's a 9-year-old African grey and have clearly had some negative experience with human being. Now, a medium bird like this one can easily live 30 years. And just from chance alone, these birds become homeless because previous owner cannot keep up with the commitment, they have life event changes, or even passed away. I hope by sharing my story about Sonic, I can help more troubled birds like these to find homes and help new parents and new adopters find comfort and peace throughout the training progress. If you're planning to adopt a bird and you do not know its history, I always say be prepared for the worst. The bird could have been abused, could have been improperly handled, could have been extremely aggressive. But with patience, you will find a respectful relationship you're looking for, so don't give up. So I'm going to tell you the story about me and Sonic. I adopted Sonic about 4 weeks ago because his previous owner has some financial difficulties. And from what I understand, the previous owner has multiple birds. So he was raised in a very loud environment with a lot of other birds and very little one-to-one human contact. Now, on the very first day, he literally growled at everything. He growled at eye contact, he growled at physical proximity, and he would never take a treat from my hand. It's been 4 weeks now, he still hasn't taken a treat from my hand yet. So just so you know the extent of the problem with this particular bird. When I looked really close to his feet, I saw an open band. So for those that are not aware about bird identification process, usually a bird that is born in captivity will have what we call a closed band. So a closed band means a metal ring that's fused together, right? Just one piece of metal ring, and it slides into a baby's foot before the baby's foot gets too big. Now, an open band, it's a metal ring that was unfused, so it's open like this, and you have to bend it to fit around the feet of an adult bird. The fact that he has an open ring or open band kind of signified to me that either he was imported or he was a wild-caught bird. That got me really worried because either of those, he probably was an adult before he got captured, and secondly, he probably got rough handled by many people before he stand in front of us today. Which will explain why he has a lot of fearful growl and he feels the urge to bite at literally everything that gets close to him. Now, on the very first week, what I say is, I'll tell people always, when you have a bird that is inexperienced with human contact, you want to kind of ignore them for a while. So with him, the very first week, all I did was change the water, change the food, and change the pen or clean out the pen whenever. I never gave him eye contact. I, didn't talk to him. I just kind of very slowly move in, do my thing, and walk away. Just let him get to his own routine. Once you see that he started to, eat in a certain time, he started to sleep in a certain spot that he liked, he's starting to have a little routine himself, then you can start a little bit more desensitizing training. So on the second week, what I started to do is I would start talking to him, I would start making noise, I would start making clicking noise like these. And I'll walk up to him, I'll look at him on purpose, give him a little bit more eye contact. Now, every time I do, he will growl. And he growled ferociously. And there are times that, he was so scared, he would flop around the cage and literally hurt himself. Now, don't give up and be very calm. Those are the two things you gotta remember when you're handling very difficult, very fearful, or very aggressive birds. If you got the fear and have the fear overcoming you, or showing that you're shaky or showing worry, your bird is going to feel the same way. He's going to feel like, I should probably be worried because she's worried about something which I don't know. Try to stay very calm yourself, try to be very persistent, and try to move deliberately but slowly. Don't jerk, don't hesitate, deliberately and slowly with all the steps that you go through. So I did that for the second week. That's what I did. I stopped talking to him, I started looking to him, but I still continued my same movement every single time, very smooth, very soft. By the third week, I finally, started giving him a little bit more desensitizing by out of my way to get closer to his cage. So I'll walk past his cage and start go like this. I'll jerk a little bit. I'll just do a little thing just to get him used to my presence. Then I also start reading in front of his cage. I'll grab a book. I'll have ear pucks in. I'll grab a book. I'll read. I needed the ear pucks because he growled loud. He growls very, very loud. I don't want to demonstrate it because I don't want to freak him out right now in the video, but he growls really, really loud. With the ear pucks, it helped me focus on my reading, helped me focus on being relaxed, and it takes about 5-10 minutes before he stopped growling. Then he started to notice, oh, okay, she's just reading. She's not going to hurt me. So it does take some time, but he got there eventually. Now, today, this is the 4th week. And this is a triumphant day. This is the very first time he ever came out of his cage. I don't know if it's from his whole life or is it just from this home. But today is the very first day he actually stepped out of his cage. It took 3 hours of gently guiding with my hand, gently chasing him. And I had really, really thick gloves on because I need to protect myself from him. And he has never got handled before. He needs to taste and test your hand to see if you're safe to step on. So bird will not nip you, will test your hand as they approach any object. Even if it was a piece of wood or it's a piece of rope that I was using between me and him, it doesn't matter what it is, he will have to test it. So don't see your bird as being aggressive when they're doing that. Generally, they're just trying to test the material. There are birds that are aggressive, that will try to chew and actually chew into your fingers. Those cases, I'll do it differently, which I'll talk about in different videos. But for particular this video, we're talking about fearful birds. He was testing, tasting, and finally, after 3 hours of gentle guiding, he got over it, and I slowly coached him out of his cage. Then after that, it took me another 30 minutes to an hour to slowly coach him onto my hand and transfer him onto this chair. And he's been sitting in this chair comfortably, watching me ever since. He's almost about there. So, throughout all these progress, remain calm and just keep moving forward. Remember, you're not hurting your bird. You're not trying to stress your bird out. You're trying to help them overcome their fear so they can live a much better life. Living in fear and being in depression, what I call him is stuck in depression because he can't enjoy life. He's so scared of human beings. He's so scared of everything around him. He can't simply, enjoy anything. That is not a healthy life. I don't believe, birds should be suffering emotionally. Yes, if you don't touch them, they would not be suffering physically, and they would not be, doing anything. They would be eating, they would be alive, but that's not very good quality of life for captive birds. So I highly encourage people, don't give up, help the bird, step in, overcome the fear together so you guys can live a better life together. So if you want to learn more tips and techniques, please follow us on our progress by watching our next video. The stretcher video is going to be, every 2 weeks or so to show realistic timeline on what we work on and our progress. So, hope to see you again and follow our progress and click on our next video.